The Arizer XQ2 is quite simply a premier dry herb vaporizer. Perfect for setting the mood, and with multiple bowl sizes, regardless of whether it's a solo or group session, you're ready. Equipped with both the whip and balloon system, it's the perfect setup for any cannabis connoisseur. What's up, guys? I hope that little intro that I had for you guys was pretty descriptive about the Arizer. I know you guys, if you watch the channel, if you've seen me do any of the flower reviews recently, you've been seeing me use the Arizer. If you come tune in to the live streams, which I suggest you do every day, 9 a.m., 5 days a week at least, Monday through Friday, I'll go on there and smoke with you guys. But if you are on there, you've seen me using the Arizer here recently. Right now I have it at light blue. It's at 380 degrees, ready to use. So I kind of gave a little bit of description in the pre, but like I was saying before, it does come with two bowls, and I just put these rubber pieces on here. I actually just realized how you have to slide them on here while I was trying to figure out this video or do this video, and they just help you really hold it without it being hot as shit, because that glass is indeed hot as shit. So since most of you guys have been seeing me use it with the bag, which is this, by the way, and if this wasn't explained, at the top they have this new twist system. So if you guys have the old Arizer, it didn't have this twist right here to where this, gosh, I really don't even want to do it, but there's a plastic piece under here, a rubber piece here, twists on top, and the spout comes through here, and then it also has a cap so you don't have to use your finger anymore. I used to vape with other people a lot more, and they'd use their finger to hold the smoke from escaping, of course, but it's much cleaner, obviously, to have just a cap with it. I don't use the remote enough, so I'm going to use the remote while I do this, but that's when I get to the bag. I'm going to smoke a bowl with you guys using the whip, smoke a bowl with you guys, or vape a bowl with you guys using the bag, and then the video will be over. This is a video I've been excited to do, a product I really like. And so let's get started. I am using the shallow kind of connoisseur bowl. So this is what they call the flavor chamber, and this is the more shallow bowl. This is best for like perso sessions and things like that. And with this, I typically load, I don't think I'm going to today, I'm going to load that part, but I typically load the Arizer, as I've showed you guys oftentimes, in here. So this is the whip that I'm going to be using to vape, and I usually load the flower in there. And that's how I say flower, because for me, for a perso session, that's typically enough for me. That's typically enough for me if I load right there. And obviously the other option, man, that actually does help a lot because that shit gets hot, but is the metal screen in there, which if it's super, super finely ground up, it also comes with the metal screen in there. I mean, the old Arizer had the metal screen in there as well. I like the glass screen though. It really does allow for a good amount of pull. But I could see, like, sometimes even with the shake I had last week, it was so finely ground, I had to like blow out the inside in there, just like try to get some of that shake out of there. Because if it's super, super finely ground up, or you have some keef in there or something like that, I do feel like some could probably get through that normal glass screen right there. So I'm just going to take it this time and just load it up here. And it does have a stir as well, which I don't use a lot. A lot of times, if I just shake it around in there, it'll be good enough. And like I said, I have it at 380 degrees. And it's been warming up. So while I was doing this, it's been warming up a good amount. Damn, that's snug in there. I like that. I've had this thing for a little while now, and I still haven't even used the whip. I love the bag system. The bag system, I don't know, I just enjoy it. I enjoy the pull I get from it. You get so much out of it. It just feels so great getting to use like 0.3, 0.4, and getting 4 bags filled with the vapor in there. I just enjoy it, I guess. But if you guys can see it, also I found it heats up a little bit faster sometimes. I don't know. I don't know. I think someone just taught me, the first person I actually learned about the Arizer from just taught me, just load it in the top. It's a way you can conserve weed and keep it compact, and it heats perfectly. And that's just typically how I've done it. But I met somebody else with the Arizer. They had never done it that way. That's not how even the handbook, that's not how it says do it. So that's kind of just a little trick that I guess I have, or that I learned from one other person. But it seems like most people just drop it in to the lower bowl down there, the lower chamber down there, and just let the flower sit in there. Another thing, if you load the top part, it's away from the heat. So it can sit there with the vaporizer being on and not be hot. The chamber right there heats up a lot more. So even if you're not hitting it, that bud is still like vaporizing, if that makes sense. Rather than if it's just sitting in the top part of the whip right there, it's sitting away from the heat. And it's still heating up some, but definitely not close to as hot if it's sitting close down to the heater down there. I would suggest, if you guys are, obviously if you're going to use vaporizers, like period, make sure that you grind it right. I like it a little bit floury, a little bit looser. If it's too compact, too keefy, it gets harder for the heat to evenly distribute around the flower, and a lot of times you lose the benefit of the taste, and you lose the benefit also of that even burn that you get all around and getting to use the whole entire bowl. As well as temperature. A lot of people have different temperatures. I currently have it at 380 degrees. I usually start the first session typically probably around 375 degrees. That's usually what I found has been pretty good. And then with the bag, I think it even says in the handbook just to put it up a little bit higher than you usually would, just because it's a fan essentially, and the fan is on 3 settings. So depending on what setting, obviously it's how hard it's blowing out. But as well as the fact that it seems like it needs to be a little bit hotter to get like that thick vapor into the bag. Yeah, so I'm starting to get the good puffs in there. The Arizer is always nice, dude. And how fast it heats up too. I'm actually very curious. I'm in post, I may just test it out because obviously it's hot right now. I may turn it off as I'm editing and then turn it back on and just time it for you guys to see how fast it heats up, because it's very fast. I mean, it's like no time. I swear under a minute and a half. I don't want to be quoted on that until I do the little exercise, but I swear it's under a minute and a half. It's under 2 minutes that it really heats up to where you want it to be. And for those of you who have been in the dry herb vaporizer market for a long time, that is very fast. Some of them used to take a while to get there. Some of them used to take a little while to get there, for real. And then it still really wasn't there. Like, your bowl still wasn't heated up all the way and shit like that. The first bag that you inflate typically isn't full of vapor. It's still heating up the bud. So I would still hit it just to get what I can out of it. But it's typically like that second bag. That second and third bag, those are like the prime bags. Fourth bag, starting to taper off a little bit depending on how much flour you put in there as well and what temperature you're burning it at. And then last night on the live, I even got a fifth bag out of there. And it was a burnt taste to it for sure, but it was still hitting, best believe. Jeez, I've been using Arizer products for a long time. And this is the nicest one. Just small, minor improvements because they've had such a good system overall for so long. But the minor improvement as in having the cap and having this bag system used to just be hell, honestly. With the rubber bands and shit back before, it was a tough system. It wasn't easy to put together. The last one I got, luckily it came with the rubber band stuff put on there because I'm sure they got so many complaints about how hard it was to do it. But that's nice. And the fact that this keeps it away from most of the bag, because I know sometimes this can get hot and then it can burn a hole in the bag. That's another issue people have had. Having the glass screens on there. I've talked to somebody and somebody was like they preferred the netting screen. I think I prefer the glass screen probably overall this far, but it's not too big of a difference to me. It really depends on how your bud is ground up when it comes to like whether it needs to be like a really, really tight screen, which they still give to you, which is still nice. You know, it's not like it's still not an option. But it's nice for the package that you're getting. Like, you get a complete package. Like, no matter what you want, if you want this Perso smoke with the smaller bowl, if you want to have a party and fill up 10 bags, you got all the setup. You don't have to buy extra attachments and shit like that to put with it. And this is also right here. This is what goes here. I think I'm going to get to it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get to the bag. This is what goes onto the bag to inflate it up. You saw it in my pre-video. Man, that's hitting hard. Shit. I might have to bust the whip system back out. This is just like, and it's really just nicer hookah. I was like, I always wish hookah bars would have this. Like, this is something very simple. I'm sure there are lounges out there that can make it happen pretty easily. I stayed in a hotel that allowed for vaporizers in Colorado before and stuff, or came with the vaporizer actually. Shit hotel, but that fact was cool. Quick story, we smoked that out, but we smoked it out with J's. We didn't know, it didn't say in the fine print, we didn't realize you had to go outside to smoke. Well, we're on a snowboarding trip in the winter in Colorado, so fuck going outside. So of course we boxed the room. We're like, we'll just pay the fine. We boxed the room, the whole floor, which people were smoking cigs in there because you can smell it. Like, the fire alarm goes off because we boxed the room so bad, and then we open the window breaks out. And then luckily this wasn't my room. The person I went on the trip with, if they're watching this video, I know they're probably still pissed about this, but they had to pay to get that window fixed. We were in a smoke-friendly hotel, so not all smoke-friendly hotels are truly smoke-friendly. That was actually a vapor-friendly hotel, and we wish we would have known before we got there. And they did tell us, but we had like half an ounce left. We were there for the rest of the night. What else were we going to do? We're not about to go out. You have to think about how cold it is if you're snowboarding. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, below freezing outside. We're not about to go smoke a half ounce outside. Fuck your hotel's policies. But onto the Arizer. If I had had this with me, if I had had a vape that I trusted and that I trust putting my mouth on and stuff like that in terms of like the mouthpiece and shit like that, this is a nice option. Or this would have been a nice option to have at that time. But still, if you want to run through a lot of bud, the Arizer makes it very, very difficult. I'll be able to vape this bowl. Let me check on it. Let me see what it looks like. Oh, no, it's still pretty green. I would still be able to hit this bowl, especially like on and off if I was chilling for the next 15, 20 minutes. You know, so if I wanted to smoke a lot, you have to roll up to smoke a lot. You can't really use this, which is nice. This is why it saves me so much money, because I can just put a minuscule amount in there, and I'm the only one here smoking alone too, so I can turn it on, turn it off, and get multiple smoke sessions in and feel great. And with the whip, you kind of just keep hitting it. It's more like that, but when you have the bag, it's more like, all right, I finished one bag. All right, I might just chill for a little bit, or I might have another bag. The whip is like a more continuous thing, you know. It's kind of like, if you're talking about tobacco, it's kind of like a black and mild or whatever versus hookah. You're done with one black and mild, you have to think about lighting another one, like filling up the bag. But like hookah, people just be sitting there, you smoke a whole bowl, if you sit there for 3-4 hours if you want to. So it says this bowl isn't the ideal one for the bag, but since I'm smoking alone, I honestly think it'll be okay. So what I'm going to do is, because this bud is still pretty green, for real, and there's plenty left in there, and this will show you guys. So I've been sitting here smoking this for like the last 12, 13 minutes, and we'll see how many bags I get out of it. Real live test. And this is out of the Perso bowl. So not the suggested bowl for the bag system, but we'll see how many we get. Oh, I also have it like on an auto timer. So it actually just turned off. Because sometimes you'll leave it on too long, especially me. I'm a quick napper, as they call us. I don't know who calls us that. But I'm somebody who falls asleep very quickly. So because of that, I want it to turn off if it's on too long. So I have it on a timer as well. So y'all just saw it actually live. I'm not going to edit that out. Y'all just saw how long it took to warm up. It had warmed up before that. It had turned off recently. But sometimes it'll like turn right back on if I remember. If I catch it right then, and it'll be right at the temperature. But it went from like 300 to 380 that fast. So that's pretty damn fast. The bag doesn't like the green screen, so I'm going to try to do that off screen as best I can. But we're about to see how much vapor I'm able to get out of this half smoked bag, or half vaped bowl, not bag. Oh yeah, it's filling up. I peep. Definitely cool to watch. I don't know, it doesn't take too much to amuse me at least. So y'all just saw me hit a vape session for 12 minutes, and now we're about to see how many bags I can get out of it. I know I just explained it, but shit, I gotta remember what we're doing too. I'm getting pretty fried. Whew. So I don't know if you can see that, yeah, but the vapor is like pouring out. Sheesh. So I have it set at 380 degrees currently. I would usually, before I call it quits, probably ramp it all the way up to 400. So I'll probably do another bag at 390. And I got this bag at 380 currently. It's tasting a little bit burnt because I had vaped it and it wasn't a huge bowl. But I'm just experimenting here. See what I can get away with. I know some people are going to say I'm wasting it because it'd be piling out of here. But when you have this, a little vapor can get away sometimes. It's okay. Because you have so much. You have so much. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed, even with the shallow bowl. I usually utilize the deep bowl. Guys, look at that. Look how much flour can fit in there. Crazy amounts. Crazy amounts. I'm tripping. It's here, but you can't see it. I'm lit. It goes like this. So it's a much deeper bowl than that, though. For sure. That's one bag. I'm gonna turn it on high too because it's already heated up perfectly. I usually have it on low on that first bag, just because that's just kind of letting the bud rev up a little bit, let it heat up a little bit. Sorry, this video is going to be a little bit longer than my usual videos. Obviously, as you can already tell, if you are still here, but if you're here, that means you're interested in the Arizer, you're interested in dry herb vaporizers, or you just like hanging out with me while I do smoke sessions. Regardless of why you're here, I do appreciate it. And if you like this content and you're this far, you must be a fan of the content. That's the only logical answer at this point, actually, is that you would be a fan. So please feel free to hit the subscribe button, regardless of the platform you find it on. I don't know where you may find it. Like, my content gets thrown around the internet, for real. So regardless of where you find it, regardless of where you find yourself right now on this earth, in whatever country, in whatever city, state, or county, and whatever bud, cannabis product you're smoking, hopefully not cigarettes. Just hopefully not cigarettes. Then, or even if cigarettes, I appreciate you. I hope you're having a good Monday. This is the day while I'm filming this. Hopefully Monday when I get it out. But you just kind of never know how those things work out, especially when you've vaped 15 minutes of whip action, and then you're on to your second full bag of the Arizer, and you've got some good bud. You kind of just never know how fast you're going to be able to edit, how fast you're going to be able to operate, you know. But I'm definitely heightened senses trying to get this shit done. I've been feeling real, what do I want to say? I guess I've been watching Narcos, and the way those guys operate, the type of business they run, I'd be like, nah, I need to be more edgy. I need to be like Amado. Oh my goodness, those dudes, they move different. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing history on all the Mexican cartel members because those guys are impressive. I am almost no more impressed by a Mexican cartel member, though. I know this is very random, but the way those guys rose up from being irrelevant to being major players, I can only respect it. And like Narcos with the Colombian stuff, like, yeah, Pablo, he in the jungle in South America. Nah, the Mexicans, they like toe to toe with the U.S. government, blow for blow to this day. And I know we're talking about a war, essentially, but considering it's country versus citizens, I have to say I'm impressed. These are normal citizens that come up and rival the government. That doesn't happen here. Nope. What? If you get close to rivaling the U.S. government, you will be put down so quickly it's like unbelievable. And Mexico, they be out in the hills and shit really going blow for blow with the government, bro. That is impressive. But guys, clearly you see I'm having a good time vaping this. Clearly I binged Narcos Mexico Season 3 this last weekend. And clearly I appreciate you guys being here. They say at this point of the session you should take this out. It comes with a poker or whatever and like stir the bowl. But yeah, I see some like falling through is the thing. And so it's a little bit finer. And since it's falling through, I probably need to have a screen right there. I probably need to have a screen right there. When I stirred, some fell through, so I may put a screen down there, but it kind of all depends on how fine. But I have a decent grinder, but I feel like also as I didn't show y'all anything. I just picked that up, but I have a Santa Cruz shutter, like a decent grinder and shit. It keeps the bud decently fluffy, but still, even as like it starts to burn and stuff like that, it's gonna become more crumbly. and some might just fall through, especially as you poke down there. So that is something to note, but it does come with the screen. I should add the screen on there, and that will help a lot. Plus, the normal bowl that I usually use is the other one. And I usually pack the top. I don't usually pack the chamber, so a little bit different than the usual smoke setup. Here, I'm gonna stop talking, hit the rest of this bag, and we're gonna see if this can actually fill up another bag. Oh shit, it's still been at 380. I'm turning it up to 390. Put it on high. I'm actually sick by what, like, dude, no more than like 0.5 is getting me. I'm gonna show y'all what's in this bowl afterwards, cause it's unbelievable. We're on 28 minutes. The reason I let this video go is so there could be like live documentation of how far 0.5 can go in an Arizer, because another bag's being filled up, and by the looks of it, there's room for another bag after this, and that's kind of sick. That's kind of sick. That's like I'm high, bro. I signed up for something that I wasn't even prepared for, damn near. And this video is going to be very, very long. I don't know if this will be out the night that I want it to be out. So high, I'm just sitting here being honest with you guys, bro. Not that I'm not usually honest with you. So this bag's almost filled up. There's still tons of vapor pouring into the bag. I'm so high, I'm narrating the inflation of a plastic bag. You're so high because you've been watching so long that you're actually interested in hearing about the inflation of a plastic bag. And those are both crazy facts. So at 390 degrees, still tons of vapor. Even more impressive than I thought. That's still pretty hot. Just so I can show y'all, with this bowl, to be real, the flour goes to the bottom rim of the black. The bottom rim of the black. So the glass down there to the glass right there, I don't even really want to touch it. It's pretty fucking hot. But in that space, that's how much flour we're talking about. So you can use your wildest imagination, but there's no way there's more than half a gram in there. No way. Alright, for science's sake, I'm going to do one more. So I'm going to rev it up, because that one was tasting kind of burnt, but I don't care, you know, like, come on, dude, we're going to keep going. 400 degrees. We're going to put it on high, and we're going to see if this bag fully inflates. Guys, I'm lit. 0.5. Like 0.5 is like 1J, you know? And the thing about this is this me sitting here like this? This could have been like multiple people getting, you know what I mean? Like, especially using a bigger bowl, if people chipped in, it's easy to throw a gram in there. Or do this twice. You know, this is a lot for a couple, even a couple people. This is a lot. This is a long session. This is more, I think, than most people probably need at a time. This is me literally just sitting. This is more than I would usually sit here, because I usually don't sit here for this long. Sometimes I do if I'm watching something, but still, even back to back, the whip is easy if it's like a longer smoke session, because you can do that, but I inflate bags back to back. I'm not going to lie. I for sure do, but still, not necessarily this many. so it's still hitting. I didn't expect this. I expected when I put this small bowl in there, I was like, I'm gonna have a small little session. I'm gonna do this review, talk to them about the Arizer, and that was it. This far exceeded my expectations. I apologize to you guys who didn't want to stay this long, but this is the proof. Like, I could tell y'all all of y'all want, but I showed y'all like the 2 ways of hitting the Arizer. And there's a bigger bowl, bro. And this one's not even really full. I could have a little bit more in there. I guess I gotta see if it'll... This next one's the last one. This is the last one. For sure. No doubt. I just gotta see. And honestly, this was getting hot too. The mouthpiece was getting a little bit hot, but not bad. Just like initially, it was like warm till you put it to your lips, but it's just like, it is what it is. But yeah, way less vapor. Almost no vapor this time. I'm glad. I don't need any more right now. And I feel like I got what I wanted out of that amount of flour. Yeah. There's nothing much in that one. I'm gonna turn it off. That was at 400 degrees. A little bit burnt taste, not much, but that's really how it should be. That's about what that really exceeded what I expected. But either way, I am thoroughly impressed by the Arizer XQ2. I don't have anything else really to say. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys coming out, hanging out with me. I hope I did this video right. I hope I did it justice. Hope you guys enjoyed this session. I definitely enjoyed having it with you. So, till next time, it's been GP. See you later.